On today's video, it's time to start your infinite galaxy journey, and it might seem intimidating, it might seem complicated, but in this video, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of everything you need to know to just feel more comfortable playing this game and start your journey through Galaxy, because this game can be a little intimidating, but it's super simple, and we're gonna break it down in this video, so sit back, slap a like on the video, and let's go. Hey there YouTube, welcome back to Gekko Gaming and welcome to Infinite Galaxy, our first video series of many to come about this game. And this one is a very basic one, because listen, a bunch of you hit me up after the stream we did, a very successful stream, and told me this seems a bit too complicated, a little bit too hard, I don't get what's going on. And trust me, the first time I played this game, I was just as intimidated. There's a ton of things going on. So we're gonna break down this video into 3 parts. The first part is what you should know to do at the very, very beginning of the game. And from there, we're gonna go over the views, a basic overview of all the views that you're gonna be using. And finally, we're gonna go into every single view and explain to you what they do. So let's start off with the very basic things you need to know in the beginning. First and foremost, I urge you that the first thing you do when you are done going through the mandatory tutorial that requires of you to click on things and doesn't let you click on anything else is you go to the top left to your picture right there of that dude, and you go into settings, manage account, and make sure your account is bound. Bind your account as soon as possible. We've had incidents of people who accidentally had issues and their accounts disappeared. Make sure you're binding your account. That's the only way you can guarantee the safety of your account. And the second thing is, in case you want to come play with me or with any other content creator that's in a different nebula than you are, you're going to need to create a new account. How do you know which nebula you're in? In the commander info, you see nebula M14, 1014. That's where we currently reside. And the way you create a new account is when you start the game, it'll put you in the latest possible nebula. But if you get here, you can easily click on new game, confirm operation, and pick a nebula to start a new account in. Now, warning, if you did not bind your account, poof. Okay, so please make sure that you know in which nebula you are in the beginning and you are in the correct one. There is no way to transfer between nebulas as of right now. And once you're happy with where you are and all that good stuff, bind your account. From there, you're gonna wanna follow that blue arrow right there. That bottom left side is essentially the chapters of the storyline in this game, and you're really gonna have to go through them all. It is how you unlock some functionality, which you might see on my screen, but you don't see on yours just yet. And it'll also be a source for a lot of rewards, resources, speed ups, and much, much, much more. So always stick with the storyline. I'm doing it still. This is a long journey, and it'll take you quite a while until you finish up all your missions and everything along the way to develop properly and get through everything in this game. So in the beginning, just keep following the storyline. It will unlock more and more functionality for you. And of course, when it tells you to join an alliance, when you reach that level, join an alliance. Alliances are very useful to grow, and we'll explain that in a future video. Now that we've gone over the basics of the beginning, which is just keep doing what the storyline tells you and get accommodated with the game, I want to help you realize what you're looking at, because there are 3 main views in this game which are super intimidating, and they are a little bit complex, which is what makes this game so cool. These 3 views are the Spaceport, the star system, and the galaxy view. Now all 3 views you'll be able to find right down here. I'm currently blocking them, but that's how you get to them. You can go from your spaceport, which is this, to the star system, and then you can go back into your spaceport. You can always go out to the galaxy and always come back to your spaceport. These are the 3 main views that you will be doing things through in this game. And now let's go over one of them one by one so you're not too lost. The spaceport view is where you manage your spaceport, your ship. And this is like your city if you play any other mobile strategy games. Unlike other games, you are inside the ship rather than looking at it from above, and so all the controls are kind of like you sitting inside the spaceship doing your thing. Now, as you can see, your spaceship also has crew members, and we're going to go over all that in a future video. But for now, let's talk about the basic view. This view has three main parts: middle, right, and left. The way you get to them is simply by swiping on the screen, rotating around. Now, the middle area is a look ahead at what your spaceport sees, at what your command center sees. By the way, in case you teleport in the game, which I'll show you in a future video, and you are in this view, you're literally going to see kind of like out of the window yourself teleporting through space. It's really dope. This front view controls everything that has to do with the development of your spaceport. On this side, you have everything that has to do with building it up and defending it. And on the other side, the crew enlisting as well as researches. If we go take a quick look at this right here, by clicking on it, it'll take us out to the main spaceport. This is your big boy ship. And this is your city if you play other mobile strategy games. You can see every building in here and its level. And this is where you'll be developing your spaceport and leveling up your buildings. Your number one most important building is, of course, the command center sitting up there, and you want to be continually leveling it up. And the way you do that is by tapping on the command center. It'll tell you what buildings you need to level up and how much you need to level them up. It'll also allow you to tap on the plus to get to them, but in this case, we're already building them, so it took us to a speed up window. And in general, you want to focus on making sure that your command center is growing. And while your command center is on standby, if you feel like spending some of your premium currency into Corium, I think it's called, I forgot the name, you can get a second building queue and then build two buildings at the same time. You're going to really want to get these buildings leveled up to get more researches. You need the research center, better equipment, better troops. You want the military headquarters. You want to get the repair center for better healing, so forth and so on. Storage center for resources, etc., etc. And that's the command center. Above it, you have the defense area where you can see how your defense is set up, as well as the reinforcing fleets inside your city. And it looks like someone is in here. Nice. From there, you have on the other side your crew window, where you can enlist your crew and set up your crew. We'll talk about crew in a completely separate video with a full breakdown of exactly what crew is and how to get it. And above it sit the researches, which I got to do right now. This is where it tells you, first of all, what the recommended researches you should do in case you just want to follow the recommendation. But in my specific case, I'm a little bit of a pain in the butt, and I'm going to go fortify defense right here because we're going for a little bit more destroyer defense at this point in time. This is the front view. It also contains up above on the big TVs the campaign mode, which I'll explain in a future video, but very quickly, it's a different type of mode with a little bit of challenges where every time you beat a challenge successfully, you'll gain some daily rewards which you can exchange for better items. And the event tab, which will let you know in your nebula what is going on right now and what kind of events you can play through. Quick tip for those of you beginners out there, the Space Academy opens on the first day. Every single day you get more and more quests to do. Make sure you do them, because the more of them you do, the more rewards you get, and the more of these chests you get, which can ultimately unlock this Gremium data card for H. Gremium, one of the many crew members available. So you really want to keep up with the Space Academy. It'll tell you what to do and just try to get your daily activities done. That's right, I haven't gathered that much. Let's go look now at the right side, which is everything that has to do with flagships. Flagships are like your captains, your commanders, the leaders of your fleet or of your marches which fight on the field. You have many flagships you can build and unlock, and we're going to talk about flagships in very detail in a future video coming up very soon. And you can also get equipment for your flagships as well as outfit your flagships with different types of equipment. This is how you see essentially your materials, your gear, and all that good stuff where you can get upgrades, breakdown, all that we'll cover in the future. But remember, middle, growth of your spaceport, right. Anything that has to do with flagships, including repairing them and all that. And then on the left, everything that has to do with troops. In here, or fighters, essentially. Your shipbuilding building is the one where you build ships, and that's your troops to fight on the field, to fight whatever you're fighting. You can repair ships on the repair tab, and the defense platform tells you exactly what your defense is looking like, how good or bad is your defense on your spaceport, so forth and so on. So, quick summary: front, growth; right, flagship; left, troops. Period. Very simple, very straightforward, and you can always rotate between them. Let's go to the second view, which is the star system view. Now, the star system is kind of like a mini kingdom per se, where you have your spaceport there. There's a bunch of other items in here we're not going to go over right now because I want to just give you a general overview. But in here you can see, for example, marauders, which are these neutral I guess monsters, you can call them, that you can go hunt for rewards by simply searching for one in the radar in blue below the map, clicking on small marauders, picking the level, clicking go, and once you find it, you can attack it, and that's that. When you kill it, you'll get some rewards and help your alliance in the process if you're in alliance territory, but we'll talk about that in the future as well. In here, you can also search for tiles to gather. So we have titanium, deuterium in this specific star system, but not every star system will contain every type of resource. And we'll show you how you know what resource exists in what star system momentarily. Star systems also include special conditions building like the tactical training base and the campaign simulator. We'll talk about those in the future as well. But for now, just so you know, this is where your spaceport sits. Around us are the GGs, my alliance mates, some of them in this star system. And in here, you essentially can navigate around your fleet and do what you want. Now, what is a fleet? A fleet is like a march, is like your mini army that goes out to battle. And the way you manage your fleets is by simply clicking up here on the right side on any of these squares, which allow you to unlock fleets. Now, I only unlocked 2 fleets so far, so 2 marches. And the way you do that is by clicking on the square. You can pick which one of these flagships are going to be your leading captain. And then in it, you can set up the types of troops that are going to be there. You can always set them based on a level priority or load priority if you want to gather. And you can always balance out your marches through this bar right here, which will give you an equal balance of marches of the types of troops in your march or spaceships. And if you just want to get them all to make sure you have at least one maxed out, which I still don't have, you can just simply drag this all the way to the end. And that's a full fleet right there. You can always, of course, fix yourself the second fleet, your third fleet, all the way up to 5 fleets. And you definitely need to do some researches in order to be able to get more fleets out there. So once you've managed your fleet, you want to make sure you click save. Simply save down here, and you're good to go. And now you can, for example, tap anywhere on the screen, fleet birth, and send your fleet out there. You can also use the same fleets to hunt barbarians or to go gather or to do whatever you want to do with these fleets or marches. That's this view. The star system view is where you move your fleets around and is where things end up happening on the map. But then you have the big view, the galaxy view. The galaxy view is essentially the whole nebula, and each and every one of these nebulas contains a huge amount of star systems. The star systems can be either star systems that you recognize or that you don't recognize. When you start off, you're in one star system, and you're going to want to send scouts out there to find and discover and explore these star systems near you. So as you can see, a bunch of these blues and reds are star systems that I have already explored. But the way you know if you haven't explored a star system is by simply having a question mark right next to its number, which means it's an unexplored star system. The way you explore a star system is by simply tapping on it, explore, and you send your explorer out. And when it's done, you're going to be able to see the star system and click on it and get into it. You can get into any star system that you have explored. You don't have to be in it. You can take a look at it. And you can, of course, move around in between any type of star system through teleports, which we'll explain to you later on. In this view, you can also see every star system, what kind of resources it has, as you can see right here. We are currently in 3068, which is why you see a green square above the circle right there. And it has 7 tiles of the deuterium and 7 tiles of titanium. But for example, the one up here has some nickel in it, which is the yellow symbol right next to the 3 of deuterium. And as you can see, we have plasma here, nickel, so forth and so on. So in this view, you can also see alliances and their territories. And in here, we want to give a quick shout out to the GGs. Nebula 14, 5 GGs were created, and then a 6th one joined us that were an alliance that existed that became part of the GGs. We have a huge amount of territory on this side of the nebula and also a bunch of territory on this side as the GGs are slowly growing in Nebula 14. We also have some friends in here. Well, we also have, we'll call them, other alliances that are locals that we hopefully will get to work with in the future. And that is folks like HUT, the Hispanos, and KRA, the Korean community in here. But as you can see, the Galactic Geckos have taken over big time with 5 of them in the top 7 and the 6th one just bumped down to top 11, but these guys have been top 10 all this time. Again, BLB SLA slowly and steadily creeping up, ZMG as well, but the Galactic Gekko is holding strong and pushing. But of course, the Hispanos right now are the big boys in Nebula 14. With that being said, in the galaxy view, you will see everything you need to see in a general overview. And I think that that's fair enough to explain galaxy view for today. Again, recapping this video very quickly, you want to start off by binding your account and making sure you're in the right nebula you want to be in. From there, you want to start doing the chapters to unlock more functionality and get resources and rewards and all that. We've also gone over the 3 main views, the spaceport and everything that is in here and how you control it. The star system, where your spaceship port relies, and your allies and map is essentially here. And from there, you have the galaxy, which is the overview of the nebula that you're in, which is like your kingdom, if you're from Rise of Kingdoms. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, or anything like that, leave me a comment down below and let me know. I'm Gekko. I'm out of here. I appreciate it. If this video, drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and left me questions. You can join our Discord, discord.gg/GekkoGaming for more IG Infinite Galaxy content. We have a section in the Discord server where we answer questions, talk to people. You don't have to be from Nebula 14 to join and be part of the community. So we welcome you all, and I'll see you all in the next video, which will probably be a stream on Monday. So take care and have a good one. Peace.